Okay, so now I'm going to take a different leaf. Sometimes it helps if you have different sizes or whatever. So I've got this leaf. Different shapes are cool too, just if you have access to those. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit smaller brush because it's easier to get around it in the background because you're not going to be using it the whole time. Now what you want to do is you don't want to paint into the leaves that you already have showing up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint around the leaf where it's touching the background. So if you look at this, it's overlaying both of these leaves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint over only where I see the background. So that would be here. Let me see. Okay, looking. And then that would be here. I could probably get away with a little bit bigger brush, but this is what I had over here. So each layer that we paint on here, you're going to paint it a little darker. But what it's going to look like is that this leaf is behind those two. And I'm going to blend out this so it doesn't look like a line going around it. So you can see that behind those two. Now I'm going to wipe off my leaf and I'm going to find a couple more, 2 or 3 more places. Well, I'm just going to find more places. So this one, let's put it right here. So it's overlapping this leaf and this leaf. So I want to make sure I don't paint on top of those 2 leaves. Be careful. This leaf is coming right up next to that leaf, so you got to make sure that you're not painting into it. I'm going to stop at this leaf because I want it to be on top of this one. All right, so I'm going to pull that up, and so you can see how this one is overlapping those 2. Now I'm going to wipe this leaf off. I'm going to find a couple more places to do it. Before we do the next layer, we have to let it dry. All right, I think I'll put I want it to be this way. So there's 2 leaves right here, one here and one here. Make sure you don't paint over the top leaves that you've already got there. That's really dark that I have, so I've got to make sure it blends out with water. Make sure you notice that I am staying away from the leaves that this is on top of. Now, if you have something else that you would rather use instead of a leaf that you think you could do this with, go right ahead. Okay, so you can see how that's overlapping that one. Wiping off my leaf again. I'm going to make this blend out some by just putting a little water over my brush. Okay, so I think I'll put this one, right here. You can see that there's a leaf here and a leaf here. I'm just going to put it where it's overlapping this one and this one. Okay, but I got to be careful over here because it might run into this leaf, so I got to be very careful. All right, so that's what I have, but I got to blend this out. Make sure you're staying away from the top leaves. Okay, so you see how that's working. So that's got to dry before we do the next layer. So I'll see y'all in the next video.